Arnold Schwarzenegger. So for those people who don't know about Arnold's crazy training routine, it is as follows. Now, there's a couple of things on the internet that say otherwise, but this is exactly what Arnold did. So Arnold's variation split went like this: chest, back, and legs in one day. Day 2, shoulders and arms. Day 3, chest, back, and legs. Day 4, shoulders and arms. Day 5, chest, back, and legs. Day 6, shoulders and arms. Day 7, rest. Rinse and repeat. 6 days on, 1 day off. Every single thing got trained 3 times. Now, within that, those workouts, they were very different. So rotation 1, rotation 2, and rotation 3 were all a little bit different. Give you a little example. Rotation 1 for chest, back, and legs was bench press. And these are, by the way, all 5 to 6 sets. 5, 6 sets. For calves, it was 10 sets. And reps were like 6 to 10. So powerlifting mid-range. Nothing ever went above 10. His goal was always 10. And it was heavy enough, he'd go 6. So dumbbell bench, dumbbell fly, incline bench, cable crossovers and dips, dumbbell pullovers, wide grip pull-ups. Have you noticed for chest, he did pretty similar stuff than what I do now? I wonder why I do that. Okay. Anyway, dumbbell pullovers, wide grip pull-ups, T-bar rows, seated pulley rows, one-arm dumbbell row, stiff-legged deadlift. Very strange. Someone else does exactly the same, just for back. For legs, squats, leg press, leg extension, leg curl, barbell lunges, standing calf raises, seated calf raises. One leg dumbbell calf raise, wrist curls, barbell curls, wrist roller machine to failure. So look at what Arnold did for his forearms, reverse barbell. So he did quite a lot, to be fair. Oops, I've just gone off the page. And that was chest, back, and legs. Day 1. Day 2. Where are we? I just lost it. I had it here a minute ago. Yeah, okay. So shoulders, yeah. So day 2 was shoulders. Barbell curls, seated dumbbell curls, dumbbell concentration curls. So that was it. The 3 exercises for biceps. For triceps, close grip bench press, the most effective exercise in my opinion. Tricep push down, again another thing I do. Barbell French press, one arm dumbbell tricep extension, seated barbell press, lateral raise, rear delt lateral raise, cable raise, standing calf raise, and then of course we know Arnold did calves every single day. That was something that was one of his weak parts. And then again he did forearms every single day as well. And then abs were non-stop abs, 30 minutes by instinct. So he just used to use like the Roman chair, and this again was done every single day. So wrist roller machine was done every single day, abs were done every single day, wrist curls were done every single day. Now, if you look at the training routine, it's very, very high volume. Would we be able to do this today? No. There's no way. And don't get me wrong, if you're the type of guy who's just going to go in the gym and train and try and get a good workout and you follow Arnold's routine, is it going to be effective to you? Yeah, of course it's going to be effective. Let's just get one thing out the way first and foremost. Arnold was Mr. Olympia. The best, biggest bodybuilder in the world. 6 times? Yeah, 7 times. Well, 6 and then the 7th was given to him. 7 times Mr. Olympia. Best in the world. Where did he start though? Because this is always the thing for me. When I look at in modern day bodybuilding and I look at this exercise called this single arm cable pull down into the protracted rib cage extended, expanded, this bullshit movement that everybody does super slow. And someone somewhere will always show me a big bodybuilder doing it. And I'm saying this, and I say this to those guys, and I'll say this to you guys as well, if you think that. How did he get that big? He definitely didn't get that big doing that exercise. He did the compounds. He did the heavy barbell rows, the heavy deadlifts, the pull-ups. That's what he did to get that big. Now he can do fluff work. So that work for Arnold Schwarzenegger technically was fluff work. And for those people who don't believe me, well, then you only need to look into Arnold's life a little bit to know that Arnold Schwarzenegger started out as a powerlifter, and he was already very big. Massive powerlifter. Wasn't small, he was a big dude. Powerlifter. His chest was out here. Probably still the biggest chest you guys had ever seen. If you look at the magazines, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think the only other chest I've seen remotely close to Arnold Schwarzenegger's is Ronnie Coleman's. And he was 8 times Mr. Olympia. Lee Haney's 8 times Mr. Olympia. See what I'm trying to say here, guys? It's genetics. Massive. It's a massive thing. But anyway, let's talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger for a second. Powerlifting background. Went to America. Got a contract with Joe Weider. Wasn't yet Mr. Olympia. Wasn't Mr. Olympia just yet. He was still losing to Sergio every so often. I don't know how many times I lost to Sergio. Made $1 million. He was already a millionaire at this point before he won Mr. Olympia. And the story is he had an apartment block which Joe Weider said to him, you can live in here, rather than keeping it. I think he won it. I don't know what the story was exactly. I can't remember. He rented it out, then eventually bought the whole complex, millionaire. Now he's just focusing on bodybuilding. He doesn't need money, he doesn't need finance, he doesn't need to go to work, he hasn't got no job, he hasn't got no wife, he hasn't got no kids. He's just focusing on bodybuilding. That's it. Full time, no kids, no job, millionaire. Training 6 hours a day, 3-hour sessions in the morning, 3-hour sessions in the evening, eating whatever he wants. Well, when I say eating whatever he wants, he was obviously on a diet, but my point I'm trying to say is he could eat on plan, on time. 9 o'clock feed, time to eat. 12 o'clock tanning, time to tan. So all he had to do day and night is focus on bodybuilding. He already had the foundation from powerlifting, from lifting the heavy weights. Then he obviously found, I think it's Reg Park, I believe, who kind of started this kind of high volume workout. I know Weider said that he was the inventor of it, but it clearly wasn't. And then Arnie kind of popularized it. And it's very high volume, 6 to 10 reps, 5 sets, not including the warm-up sets. A lot of exercises like I've just read there. If you think that mere mortals like you could go out there and copy Arnold's training routine and it's going to work for you, you're going to be in for a lot of pain, a lot of tendonitis. And first of all, you won't have the time to do it because you've got to dedicate your life to doing this. So who would this be for? Let me explain. Of course it works. We know it works. If you're a beginner and you are new to training, I would always advise the powerlifting route. But if you want to get into the biomechanics and get your brain, mind, muscle connects and all these neurological responses from the brain to the muscle, to build those up early on, do this crazy high volume. Do it. 6 days a week, 1 day off. Eat what you want. Do plenty of cardio. Do whatever you need to do. Build this up to the point where you know how to squat, you know how to deadlift, you know how to do all these exercises. Because Arnold still did the compounds. Even though he was training 6 days a week, he still smashed out the compounds over and over again. Now, like I said, you got to eat a lot of food because you need to recover. Also a thing to note. This is a big thing to note as well. For those natty guys out there, Arnold was not natty. Remember that. He was not on natty. He was on a lot of gear. I'm just looking at my note over here 1 second that I made. Right, okay. So, for an advanced guy, if you are if you have a heavy muscular build, this is not for you. And you guys know that already. Anyone out there who's muscular, who's bigger than me, will already know, bro, doing Arnold Schwarzenegger training is not, it's just not, it doesn't make sense. You can't do it. You cannot grow doing this. 6 days on, 1 day off, doing this much high volume. We know it doesn't work. You cannot squat heavy, deadlift heavy, bench heavy, 6 days in a row, back to back to back. It doesn't make no sense. You're not going to be able to do it. For example, you can't do, what was this split again? You can't do chest and back to back because they're two massive muscle groups. You cannot do legs and, well, no, actually, that was his other training routine. 1 sec, yeah. So you can't do chest, back, and legs all in 1 day. Imagine doing squat, bench, deadlift in 1 day, then the next day taking a light day, doing your shoulders and biceps, and then you're back to squat, bench, deadlift again. High volume as well. Not powerlifting style. Powerlifting style would be okay. You do like a speed work, you do like a moderate lift, then you do like a heavy day. Then you just repeat that the week after. That's okay to do it for powerlifting. You could probably get away with doing it every single day, even powerlifting. Squat, benching, dead. I know a lot of Olympic lifters do the same Olympic lifts every single day, and you can do it. High volume works. But it's not the best to grow muscle. It's not the best to burn fat. The best thing to burn fat is doing cardio, getting on a good diet. Arnold also did cardio, by the way, guys. He also did cardio. So don't think that, oh, Arnold trained very high volume with high reps. He didn't do high reps. He didn't go over 10, 6 to 10, guys. The rep range I agree with. The exercise selection I agree with. The workload on a weekly basis, that I don't agree with. Now, Arnold is an individual on his own. There's never been anyone like him. I don't think there's ever going to be anyone like him. I should have said that, yeah. You know what I'm trying to say. He's one of a kind, guys, one of a kind. Went into Hollywood, smashed it with this crazy Austrian accent. You know, the biggest guy in Hollywood. Guys didn't look like that back in the days. He paved the way for Stallone and The Rock and all these guys nowadays with the heavy muscular build nowadays. You know, he paved the way for that. So Arnold is an innovator. I like him personally. Obviously, I've looked up to him for many years, being especially coming from bodybuilding and the movies and stuff like that. There's not many guys that we can look up to who are manly men, other than wrestling. You know, watch wrestling, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Rick Rude. Those are the guys that I grew up watching, and Hulk Hogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the silver screen. Is that what they call it? Yeah, the silver screen. So the take-home message for this video is, guys, it's nice to look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's workouts. Definitely don't do it unless you're a beginner and you just want to trial it. If you're an advanced lifter, you already know this is garbage. It's not going to work for you. If you're one of those guys in the middle and you want to test it out to see if actual inflammation is real, and you want to see if tendonitis is real, and if you want to see if injuries are real, and you want to see if steroids actually work, then try Arnold Schwarzenegger's workout. You will find out very, very quick if all those things are true or not. Anyway, hopefully this gave you some value and we learned something from the legend Arnold Schwarzenegger. Comment down below, like, and please subscribe.